Crimson Tide coming in at 11-3. They have been tested rigorously. Outstanding non-conference slate this year. On the road to the SEC tonight. Philon nearly lost it and did out of bounds. Vanderbilt underrated defensively.
Well, you think about them in the SEC, they're second in field goal percentage, first in three-point percentage defense, and turn teams over about 14 times a game, doing that by 10 steals a game. They came a long way since last year.
Tanner, the step back, had the adrenaline going on the deep three, and it's out of bounds back to Bama. I mean, you could feel the surge in energy in this crowd about 30 minutes before tip, and for Nate Oates, year number 7. His eyes on the prize again, a deep run in another NCAA tournament appearance this year.
How about A.J. Okereke starting out on LeBaron Philon and doing a great job.
Okereke was there. You mentioned him.
Well, I'm wondering if they're doing that because of his size, 6'7", 245 graduate, senior out of Cornell. Actually graduated in 3 years. You know how sharp he is.
How do you do that in the Ivy League?
I don't know. I don't know, but he's a bad man.
From the corner, that's a three, and Bama connects on its first triple. It's Holloway. He's been on a heater.
One of the best stories in college basketball. The young transfer from Auburn has really come and just taken it to the next level.
Duke Miles, the response. And we expect to see a lot of this tonight, Fish. There's another turnover off the knee of Reitzel.
You get that Memorial Magic feeling, don't you? A lot of energy in this building right now. Don Daly right there on the call. Outstanding officiating crew as well.
One-point lead for the Commodores, nearly 2 minutes in Nashville. Crazy night last night in the SEC. More chaos already today in the early window. Okereke from downtown. Oh, net. Tom Hart, thank you very much. Here in Music City, what a start for the home team. Bama with it with Damian Fishback, Roy Philpott, and another steal for the Commodores. 7-3 our score. Oh, swinging around to Duke Miles. Miles back in action after missing the last 2 ball games. Crimson Tide on the move, stolen again. And a bump and a foul. Programs in college basketball. We have one on full display tonight in Vanderbilt. Just 6 remaining in college hoops this year. And the Commodores, one of the big surprises in the SEC. Picked 11th in the preseason poll. They are exceeding that every sense of the word. Deep triple. And Nickel off the right side. McLaughlin on the offensive glass. Oh, that was crafty. Tanner with a path and a finish. Fish, it was Alabama that was the battle-tested team coming into tonight with games against Purdue, Arizona, Gonzaga, and more. We wondered how would Vanderbilt respond. The schedule hasn't been as tough. It's a good start for the home team so far. Yeah,
and this Commodore team has been tested. You know, they've knocked off the likes of top 25 SMU, Central Florida, knocked off St. Mary's, who's picked second behind Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference. Right now, the Commodores are coming in with a chip on their shoulder like they've got something to prove.
You talked about Tyler Tanner as the most improved player in the SEC. We have seen it all season long and to start here.
He's got the quickest first step in the conference.
An opening haymaker for the Commodores inside, and a great finish by Holloway. He's got all 5 Bama points.
You know, I said this today, and I had to catch myself, but I believe it. Because Aiden Holloway has the ability to stretch the floor so much, he can be a tougher guard than LeBaron Philon as McLaughlin with the finish.
Tanner had 14 dimes Saturday in the win in Columbia. It's one of the reasons why that vision and the precision on the passing with a bounce inside, and this crowd has been at a fever pitch from the jump. Holloway. Fouled by Nick.
That's knocked off St. John's, knocked off Illinois, played the likes of Gonzaga and Purdue and Arizona. And people continue to question this Commodore team. At home in their backyard, I think they have a lot to prove tonight. They've done it thus far in the first 4 minutes.
Alabama basketball after the foul on Tyler Nickel. And the shot clock already down to 5. Taylor Bowen checks in. Good to see him back healthy for tonight's ball game, off the mark from downtown. Well, here comes Tyler Tanner. At times, Fish, it feels like he's got the basketball on a string. Okereke. Duke Miles is healthy. We should point out, too, we've yet to see Aiden Sherrell for the Crimson Tide, one of their top rebounders, and Mark Byington indicating earlier today to us that if there's no Sherrell, that's big advantage for his club in the rebounding department.
Oh, yeah, you look across the country. You saw it as recent as last night. Somto Sherrell goes out of the game, and it's a difference in night and day for the Florida Gators, who dominated with their big guys scoring close to 60 points.
How about the rotation? Tyler Harris thought about it. On the dribble drive, no, and a foul inside against the Commodores. It'll go against Jalen Washington. His first second team foul.
You wonder if you're Alabama right now. You're down 8 points on the road, and let's remember the difference in this arena, right? They may be accustomed to Nate Oates being on the sideline. Right now, they can't see Nate Oates. He's behind them, so these younger players are somewhat on their own.
Phylon with a pass and an easy layup, 13-7.
Yeah, it looks like he's settled in a little bit.
Second leading scorer in the SEC. We should point out, too, this is going to be a game of magnificent runs potentially with the pace that we expect tonight. Washington, no.
Now, this is what you can't do is if you're the Commodores. You can't have a broken defense. That's pretty good, though.
Bowen nearly turned it over. Held him out of the win against Kentucky on Saturday. 4th straight against Big Blue Nation. Weak side board by Harris.
Alabama really playing with a team full of 5 guards. No inside presence without Aiden Sherrell in this game right now.
Great look to Washington, rejected. And the Vanderbilt defense, surprisingly, we talk about the offensive numbers. The defense has been incredible, and just like that, Tyler Nickel connects.
Yeah, it's going to get incredibly ugly for Alabama Crimson Tide if Tyler Nickel gets going. We're talking about a guy who had 8 threes in 26 minutes, and that's the guy we also spoke about, Latrell Wrightsell. As he comes and continues to improve, that makes that backcourt for Alabama even more challenging to guard.
Wrightsell with 5 points Sunday against UK, attempting those 7 triples. To the rack goes Duke Miles. That'll make it 20-13. These two teams, Fish, Bama averaging over 94 points per game coming into tonight, and Vanderbilt a shade over 93. So if one team gets up by 8, 10, 12,
sure,
it's really not that big of a deal because both programs can score. Wrightsell Jr. again, in and out. Allen couldn't corral it inside, and Bristow could. Back to a 5-point affair.
Bristow is a huge difference maker. His versatility, his size at 6'10", 205 pounds is critical.
And a chance for full.
With Porter Moser last year, and then he ends up in Vanderbilt. He's found a place where he's comfortable. It's good for the Commodores, and it's good for him.
It's a lot of miles for Duke for the hard way.
I like that. I like that.
Halfway home in a very entertaining start at Memorial Gymnasium. And the Memorial Magic, as they love to call it around these parts, on full display so far. Holloway behind the back, coming off back-to-back 26-point outbursts. Baseline jumper is short and cleared by Okereke.
Tell you what, the recipe is they put size on those smaller guards from Alabama, and it's discouraging them a little bit. For Aiden Holloway, he's going to have to be able to go by and score in the paint.
McLaughlin down low. Okereke the follow. Well, Okereke's kind of wincing in pain and somehow got that one to go. Not sure if he's cramping up. That did happen in Columbia on Saturday afternoon. And Mark Byington, sensing what we were just talking about. 2 substitutions getting ready to check in. stripped away by
A.J. Debonsa, but Cameron Bruiser has been as consistent as any of them. Koa Pete, which Alabama sent. But Boopie Miller's not alone. Jermaine O'Neal, right? The son of Jermaine O'Neal. He used to play with the Pacers, athletic. You got quite a few athletes in this game, too. The speed in this game is a lot quicker than you would think unless you're at the game seeing it.
Here's Holloway probing the spin. Holloway nearly spun it home off the glass. It'll stay on this end. 8:53 remaining in the half.
Mark Byington said that he felt like his team was meatier and beefier than Alabama this year. And so he felt like the glass was going to be important. Right now it's tied 10-10, but as this game continues to go on, let's see how that is impactful as much as we talk about the guards.
Holloway left open, shoved down was Tanner, and an offensive. Some great ones last night in that comeback win for the ages for Kansas at home in OT against TCU. Holloway behind the back, has his pocket picked by Miles, and then the foul.
You can see him kind of pumping his fist, getting his guys ready. And as being a former player who played here before, it was much easier when I was a senior. Only played here twice than when I was a sophomore. And so I think Alabama's being impacted.
Duke Miles just came up with a steal, averaging nearly 3 per contest. Leading the SEC in that department, now in double figures with 11 points tonight. It's 30-17.
Love it. Love the response by the Commodores.
One of 6 remaining undefeated teams in college hoops. Reitzel outside to Allen. Everything difficult so far on this end of the floor for the Crimson Tide.
So when you play Alabama, there's a flow, there's a momentum. I heard the guys in the studio saying there wasn't a flow in that previous game. Alabama hasn't been able to get into their flow. 7 turnovers, one of the reasons why. And so they're not able to score, and then they're not able to stop the Commodores either.
Miles snuck in. Miles with a contact on Bol Bowen, picks up the foul. Well, they held him out of the last 2 games due to that knee. And we saw him today at shoot-around. He looked great for Mark Byington. Mark thought he would be able to go tonight, and so far so good. The right knee looks very good. You got to deal with the injuries this time of year, right? That's the thing. Bol Bowen inside. Couldn't finish. Miles spent last season at Oklahoma between the legs and back to Tanner. Chandler Bing.
And as you mentioned before, it doesn't take long for either team to crawl back into the game. And that's what we saw this time last year, actually, in Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. It was a back-and-forth game down the stretch after Alabama got a big lead.
Tough shot for Duke Miles. That'll stop a 7-0 run.
He's a difference maker.
He's an entirely different player than what we saw last year at Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, listen, he had skills last year at Oklahoma, but he's just got more freedom here, I would say, and a bigger role.
Nickel was able.
One of 6 active players with 200-plus career steals, and you can see what he does offensively.
Second foul on Bristow. 4 steals tonight for Duke Miles. Holloway checks back in for head coach Nate Oates. And the lead back to 9 with one more free throw for Vandy.
Right now, you can see the look in the eyes, though, for the Commodores. You can see the sense of desperation. It's almost like we're the last undefeated, but we're the lowest ranked in the AP poll amongst power conferences. We've knocked off SMU. What else do you want us to do?
Bol Bowen tries to save it, and he at 7:30. Then SEC football final after the game, completely covered. All day tomorrow, football returns.
So I can't tell you who it was. Former Alabama football great I was speaking with, and he said this playoff will boil down to 2 things, and it's the same thing that Alabama did for years. What do you think he said?
Blocking and tackling,
and
physicality.
And there it is. That's where Alabama was lacking this year. 3, both top 50 recruits for Alabama.
Bo Bowen rips away the rebound, and it's off of Jamison out of bounds. Ironically, London chose the Crimson Tide over Louisville and Vanderbilt. The Commodores were involved in that recruitment. Crimson Tide led it early 3-1. Since then, all Vandy. Duke Miles. Well, that shot nearly hit the Raptors. It went so high.
Yeah, that was a heat check by Duke Miles. He earned that shot.
Jamison the other way. A blocking foul called and a chance for Dorsey, Bart Lennox, Don Daly. Here tonight, McLaughlin off the miss.
Mark Byington on that interview with John Ralston, he said, we can't try to slow down or play the speed of Alabama. We have to be the best version of our own self. The Commodores have done that thus far in the first half.
Harris off the mark from distance. Jamison, a monster step in traffic. He had the knee injury against Kentucky. Didn't play in the second half of that matchup. A big deal so far on the floor this evening. Tanner the lob. McLaughlin. Had it stripped away. And tapped out of bounds back to Alabama.
I like the scrappiness, though, Roy. You know, we talk about not a lot of rim protection, but tremendous players on both sides. Watch these guys getting off after the floor. You can tell. Remember, this is the only time these two teams will play each other in the SEC this year. So there could be SEC championship implications even this early in conference play.
Only game number 2 in the league on a top 15 showdown here in Nashville. Tied now on a burst. Jamison off the mark. Harris clears.
Man, A.K. Okereke has read LeBaron Philon his rights. That size is making it tough.
He does have the wide shoulders. Physical player. There's another steal by Bama. Open look, Reitzel. What the bounce. And don't look now, but a one-possession game under 4 to go in the half.
And that's why I said it's so important for the Commodores to score, because a broken defense against the Crimson Tide never works.
Up and in for Duke Miles. A little razzle-dazzle in traffic.
Waves, and they certainly hit the Commodores with a wave here recently, and it was, you know, on the defensive end. Let's see if Vandy can get back to defensively sitting down.
Allen inside, a nifty finish right at the rack. Back to a 2-point game. Vanderbilt once led by as many as 13. A fast start for Duke Miles, who has 17 points tonight. Back in the lineup for the first time in 3 games. Well, you can feel the Crimson Tide putting the clamps down on this end of the court a bit more these last 5 minutes. Case in point, Jamison clears. Philon ahead. Jamison behind the back. Philon for the lead. Fresh 20. Philon again. Good that time.
Can't do it. The stop allows to the broken defense of the Commodores, which allows the offensive rebounding, which allows for more threes with a team who averages 13 per game in the Crimson Tide.
First time Alabama the lead since it was 3-1. Okereke, the fadeaway. Vanderbilt back in front.
You notice this run is occurring with Tyler Tanner since he's gotten that second foul, huge foul with Tyler Tanner. It looks like Mark Byington, though, deciding to keep him out for the duration of this first half.
Fish, how about the pace in this one? It has picked up considerably in the last 6 minutes for both sides. Deep 3, no, and a rebound with a 39-37. There goes Philon. Bethea off the bounce. Had a steal moments ago. Allen fell down. Shot clock at 8. Reitzel a 3.
Excellent trip defensively by the Commodores.
There goes Duke Miles. The dump off. Bothered by Reitzel.
Keep this Memorial magic going into the second half for Alabama. They fought their way back into the game.
Packed house, great energy. Vanderbilt undefeated this season, one of 6 teams left. All of college basketball without a blemish on the schedule. Okereke. Grown man basketball in the paint. Off the back iron.
Yeah, grown man, but too big to be fading away.
Inside to Allen, and we're tied at 41.
Elite. This Crimson Tide team is elite in transition.
Duke Miles, the jumper. Bol Bowen claims the board. Shot clock is off. So after all that's happened, Vanderbilt with a 13-point lead at one juncture, tied at 41. Alabama can steal the lead right before halftime.
Watch for a potential ghost screen.
There goes Allen against McLaughlin, and a strong finish. Amari Allen, just a freshman, against the senior nickel. The response. Opportunities in all 3 of those matchups. It feels like a different team to begin league play. And the start of our second half, Bama has it first. 2 ties, 5 lead changes. As we get set for the final 20 in Nashville. Holloway was held in check after a burst to start. 3-pointer, no. Reitzel off the mark, and a rebound claimed by Okereke.
Don't know why Alabama didn't throw it to Bristow inside with Tyler Tanner, who's got 2 fouls on him. A huge size differential. Bristow at 6'10". Tyler Tanner only 6 feet.
Bristow with a double team. Miles got hit in the nose.
And block shots. He gives them an inside presence. He completes the defensive rebounds for them. He can knock down an open 3. He's a huge piece, and that's why this performance by Alabama thus far is incredible.
3rd foul on Bristow. Crimson Tide get it back off the Vandy turnover. Here's Amari Allen. And a pop in the face. And some...
No, you don't appreciate that.
It's just one personal foul. Allen somehow kept the pivot foot. Couldn't complete the finish. Okereke fell down. Miles picks it up. A lot of action right at
in that front line. Krivas and Koa Pete.
Impressive wins against St. John's in Illinois as well. It's an Alabama team that really hasn't been at full strength this entire season.
Sure.
Now 14 games into 2026. The runner and
really
the roll
good
from Tanner.
That looked a lot easier than it was. That quick step Euro, and then he put it up with the left off of the wrong leg. Impressive.
8 points now for Tyler Tanner. Vanderbilt back in front by 2. Off the switch.
Trying to post him up.
I was going to say, there's a steal by Tanner. 1-on-2 the other way. Poked away by Bol Bowen out of call.
I think the crowd's booing because they feel like there's been a lot more contact in this game that hasn't been called.
Starting to get a little chippy. Phylon left open, corner 3, came up well short. And a foul against Allen. Now the defense for the Doors that time, impressive.
Yeah, they're picking it up, and you know, if you're the Commodores, you have to pick it up because your offense is going to excel, just like Alabama's offense would excel if you are able to score. But I would say that Vanderbilt's much better in the half court in their offensive execution.
2 of the top scoring teams in America. Tanner. Doors led by as many as 13 in our first half. Phylon back to work, a Euro, and a chance for 3. Miles now with 18. Nado's pleading his case. Bart Lennox coming back down the court.
Miscommunication offensively that time between Duke Miles and Tyler Tanner.
And Miles was tripped up. Jemison was there.
These 2 teams mirror one another quite a bit, Roy. You know, neither one of them really throw it to the block, even though I think both teams could go to the block a lot more, finding mismatches with their power forwards or even their wing players. But both of those guys, both of these teams, they get their body blows and free throws off of the bounce versus off of the pass, throwing it to the interior.
Tyler Nickel. 47-46.
If you're watching that at home, that's 6'7", 222 pounds moving like that. What makes him a dangerous shooter.
Super quick delivery. That could have been a foul on Millette. Cleared out Tanner. No whistle. Reitzel in the air forever to Jamison. Miles to Nickel. Okereke thought about it. Back to Duke Miles.
That's good offense, but Vanderbilt's not as good in that transition as Alabama is. And wow.
It's been an interesting 2 days in the SEC. Late finish last night on the Plains at Auburn. It came down to the wire. Texas A&M found a way. After a replay review that was extended, they got it right. Missouri wanted Kentucky already earlier this evening. How about Texas A&M, a surprise in the conference at 2-0 in the league. Bucky Ball in College Station. Bowen well short. Holloway the stick back.
Big time offensive rebound. Right now, I think the Commodores, without that interior presence, this is what they got to do. Attack the basket, but go all the way to the basket. No reason to stop up and shoot that floater.
Millette for three. And a shove. The ball screen coverage for our bigs, for Alabama's bigs, to see who did what. We never stop studying the game, learning about the game. It's each and every day. And the Commodores outstanding defensively on this possession again. They'll get it back. Are you a basketball nerd?
I thought that was interesting. I wouldn't put nerd beside my name in regards to any subject, but I do love the game. I would say this. I think that Mark Byington and Nate Oates have the analytics in common. They both love the game. They both look at numbers. The main players have more fouls, and I think what it's saying is a little less depth for the Commodores.
Holloway on Tanner. Holloway throws it up and in. How did he do that? Falling out of bounds. Two right over the top of three. Bowen on Miles. Wild shot. And the rebound claimed by Jamison. Tied with a 2-point lead in possession. Aiden Holloway perhaps entering takeover mode here. Let's see. Right side of the paint. Not this time. Tanner the other way. Didn't take long.
Pretty. If you're the Commodores, that's how you get back into this game.
Miles. Trapping pressure for the team.
You can challenge now, right? Back in the day, you could complain, you could do whatever. No, you want to use one of those timeouts? Go for it. I love that being added to the game.
I think all of us do. It's been nice as well to not see so many reviews in terms of the basketball going out of bounds. Both teams dealing with foul issues at this juncture. Williamson and now Bristow with 4.
Sure. And that's what I mean when I say depth's going to come into play here. Someone that maybe we're not anticipating is going to have to make a big shot.
Vandy by 3. $19 tonight for Duke Miles, his first points of the second half. Off the pump fake. Reitzel no. McLaughlin.
Not as fast as these Commodores or the Crimson Tide. That's what I love about college basketball, the difference in styles.
Similar styles tonight. The lead at 4. Holloway hung in the air forever and found a way.
Tough. My goodness, has he taken strides.
Holloway with 14, coming off back-to-back 26-point outbursts. Big win against Kentucky in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. Duke Miles, right knee appears to be just fine tonight. Into the contact and no whistle. Reitzel tracks it down.
It's like a pickup game, man. A bunch of guards out here.
Who wants it next? Holloway again, triple team. Jamison rejected at the... Now, Allen has tied his career high with 20.
And Roy, I was mistaken. LeBaron Fallon's still not on the bench, actually.
Tanner on a string. Ripped away by Bo Bowen.
It's when they're dangerous.
Holloway. Tried to spin it in, couldn't do it. No whistle that time.
And I think it was a good no call. He was looking for contact. The push-off wasn't enough to call an offensive foul. I think it was a good no call.
Approaching 4 to play. Duke Miles back on the floor. Tyler Tanner wide open. An opening again for the Crimson Tide. Holloway, relentless. And a